Hey y'all, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show.
Hey, konnichiwa y'all, it's Matt, and today it's the Buckholz Takeover. We've got something rare for you, not a lot of people get to see. We're taking you around the Flora farm here at Buckholz Nursery. Now, this is actually part of Talon's former house. This was bought out by Bartlett, but as Mr. Maple, we do have access to this garden, so we wanted to kind of bring you here and show you some of the arboretum that Talon had at his private residence. So, often not seen, kind of a special tour here, and not a lot of people get behind the scenes on this one.
Hey y'all, I'm Tim. Make sure you smash that like button. Check out these giant macawas we're driving by here. And this is a driving garden where you can stroll through the garden or you can drive through. So you're going to get to see a lot of cool plants. I mean, just giant plants as you run around this garden.
So many specimens here, so many amazing maples, and just really cool stuff. Now, this particular plot's going to be used as a research center for Bartlett tree. They're going to be using this going forward. We have a great relationship with them, so we're going to be using it too, doing some different things. But there's some amazing plants in here, from conifers to some of the original maples. There's the original Tiger Rose here on this property still, and it's massive. We went by that block of macawas, outstanding block of mature macawas, and you can kind of just go down these different avenues. There's so many different little places you can turn, and there's just amazing things behind every corner. Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. We're actually on location here at the Flora farm. That's the part of Buckholz's property that was bought by Bartlett. We've come over to shoot the special tree that actually has some relevance to the Queen of England.
So guys, thanks one to Bartlett Tree for letting us come film over here. Two, we're gonna be talking about this awesome tree right here. I'm Tim, smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for weekly emails on MrMaple.com.
So guys, I'm Matt, and I'm out here on this beautiful October day to talk to you about Acer palmatum Golden Falls. This is an exceptional Japanese maple that was named by Talon Buckholz. Yellow foliage with a great Ryusei style weeping habit to it.
Now in the springtime, this can have a little bit of an orange border to it. It has a foliage very much like Katsura, but it has that nice weeping habit, and it holds that yellow color long throughout the season.
So one fun thing about this tree is it actually has some relevance to Queen Elizabeth, who was the Queen of England. This tree is part of the Queen's green canopy.
And this was part of the Platinum Jubilee, where people donated gifts and trees to be planted in honor of the Queen being on the throne for 70 years. And this right here is one of the few trees that was planted outside of the United Kingdom in honor of Queen Elizabeth.
Very cool tree, fun to see it here at the Flora farm. And guys, a great plant to do it with. We love Acer palmatum Golden Falls. This is an exceptionally durable weeping form. We found it to be one of the better ones for sun up to zone 8. Exceptional colors on this. We're actually in early October. We hadn't hit peak fall color. This thing will be blazing red with hints of orange in it very soon, accentuating that yellow habit that it has all spring and summer.
It's so cool how Bartlett, because they have gardens in England, was able to get this tree planted here at their gardens here in Oregon in commemorative honor of the Queen. And this is Talon Buckholz's farm, a Talon Buckholz introduction. I mean, that is just cool history right there, all in the making.
Yeah, we've already done a breakdown with the very first ever Golden Falls. Definitely go check that out. We compare Golden Falls and Yellow Cascade together. We're at the Buckholz farm that we purchased, and we talk about those two different trees. But we wanted to get this one on camera for you, not only because it's special because of the size of this Golden Falls, but also because of its relevance to the Queen of England and just historical interest of this tree being here in Oregon.
So hope you enjoyed today's video on the Queen's green canopy. We're talking about Golden Falls planted here at the Flora farm.
This is the garden that Talon Buckholz planted in front of his home. I mean, so this is spectacular. It's just rare tree after rare tree all across this garden. Japanese maples, conifers, and just unusual ornamentals that you might not see anywhere else in the world.
I see those gold spire ginkgos popping through. Those are in fall color, really lighting up. There's so many interesting maples and conifers. Not many of them were in complete fall color at this point. A lot of them were just starting, but an amazing place. There's so many cool seeds to be had here. It's an interesting place to go and just kind of get lost in some mature specimens.
Oh, check out these green arrows down through here. This is a sea of green arrow, Chamacyparis nucatensis green arrow. And then there's some glaucopendulas mixed in there as well. I mean, the weeping Alaskan cedars are just so awesome.
We actually filmed a lot of this video from the car. Corbin did get out and fly the drone around a little bit. So we're actually driving around, just kind of getting you some sights and scenes you see when you do this driving garden. Some amazing plants though. There are some Asculus in here that are amazing. There's very mature specimens of many of Talon's introductions and plants that he just wanted more of. So there's a lot of things in here that were just particularly special. I believe we're passing a block of some Amagi shiguri.
They were right there on the right, yeah.
Some amazing size. There's one of the trees in here we'll do a little special on where we actually break it down individually. That's part of the Queen's Royal Canopy. And there's a large golden falls here that's considered to be part of the Queen's Royal Canopy, where they actually deemed it part of Queen Elizabeth's celebration. So there's some historic plants here on the grounds as well, but just a fun place. And I mean, how often do you get to go by this many Japanese maples at once on a driving tour?
I mean, we've got the drone footage here, so you're seeing it flying, but I mean, these trees that you're looking at, many of these trees are, the Japanese maples down below are 20 foot plus, 15 foot, 20 foot. And then you see all these conifers in here, and some of these conifers are reaching 30, 40 feet.
Yeah, there's a ton of plants in this garden that are 30, 40 years old as well. So, I mean, there's just a ton of cool places. We just passed a giant fairy here, which is insane. So many amazing plants, though. It's hard to catch this garden at perfect fall color. We'll have to go back later into the fall and shoot again. Maybe even in a spring garden, we'll do a little bit more of a walkthrough and take you through some of the smaller areas and a little bit slower. But wanted to get this on camera for you. It's just a spectacular place with so many cool plants.
If you like Japanese maples and conifers, make sure you're subscribed here to the Mr. Maple Show here on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button and give us a like as well. It just helps more people find us. And guys, you're going to love being subscribed to the Mr. Maple Show. We put out daily content on Japanese maples, and we have MrMaple.com, a mail order family business, ships directly to your door. So check us out on MrMaple.com.
Yeah, we're also now the owners of Buckholtz Nursery Wholesale. So if you're a wholesale distributor, feel free to check that out. We're definitely going to be out in Oregon a lot more now that we're working through, as the new owners of the Buckholtz Nursery, and filming great West Coast content for you as well as East Coast content. Our Mr. Maple Nursery is in Western North Carolina, and now we're also positioned around Gaston, Oregon. So you'll see a lot more West Coast content from us as well.
I mean, look at these chichi down through here. I mean, they're just amazing, just tight and dense. I mean, the ginkgos in the fall are some of my favorite plants. And this little row of chichi here are just really showing off.
I was actually driving.
Look at that Rezic.
I was backing up. There's some massive Rezics. I mean, that one's like a foot, and even 3-4-year-old plant's a foot tall. So you can imagine how big a 20-foot tree is. I was backing up by those chichis, so I was having to go by the backup camera while you were filming. I was actually driving around while we're filming this, and we got Corbin, Sean, and Tim with GoPros out the window. We just wanted to capture as much of this garden as we can. Again, a little bit behind the scenes. This isn't normally a garden that's open to the public. If you ever come to Buckholtz Nursery, you won't even get to see this one. It's just something private. We wanted to give you a little bit extra here, kind of take you behind the scenes, show you this place, and show you how many amazing plants are in this garden for sure.
And again, this garden isn't owned by Talon Buckholtz anymore. This is the garden that's owned by Bartlett Tree, good friends of ours, and we have good working relationship with them. They've gotten trees from us for years. And so it was really cool now, since we own Buckholtz Nursery, to continue that working relationship with them out there in Oregon as well.
Yeah, outstanding garden though. Some beautiful specimens here, and many Talon Buckholtz introductions in this garden too. There's so many cool plants.
And Talon's always called this place the Flora Farm. The Floral Wonder Arboretum is actually there at Buckholtz Nursery, but that's one of the places that we got. And this here is the Flora Farm. And the Flora Farm is just so cool, just because there's so many mature specimens, but it's really the trees that Talon Buckholtz thought was cool. And that's what he put out in the garden. Right there, we just passed a Circinatum Kisetsu Dori. I mean, you check around and see these different plants around here, and it's just outstanding. I believe we're passing a Taiwanensis up through here. I mean, there's so many cool plants.
Rare conifer, right?
So many cool plants as you run around this garden.
This is about a 10-minute drive from the Buckholtz farm, and just an amazing place. It's so many cool plants in the ground. A lot of upkeep. I mean, this place is mowed and maintained, and it's just an outstanding arboretum, and there's just so much going on.
I believe we just passed a giant frosty. And I mean, when you look around in this garden, it's a good mixture of color, shapes, and textures. And so this is a fun garden that's really built out almost like a lawn, so it's easy maintenance. But you get to really enjoy the specimens and the sizes and the shapes of the plants.
There's some large block japonicums, truncatums, just a little bit of everything. I believe this was just a specimen species truncatum there. So I hope you enjoyed this thing. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.